This episode of FPR is brought to you by... Ooh.
All of you lovely people.
All of you lovely people. And sleepless times and sleeping and times you shouldn't be sleeping and whatnot. Let's get on with the show, shall we? I think we should. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of FPR, episode 15.
Wow.
Yeah. So far, we have in the chat, and I'm going to switch it to live chat instead of top chat, but so is that Foxy's Fishes was the first in chat. They had pygmies spawned, and so they're picking some eggs while listening, so that's awesome. Nick at Hardwater Propagations is also in the house.
Number 2.
Which I'm glad he is. I was just speaking about you. And we'll get to that in a bit.
It's all good, don't worry.
Cheryl is number 3.
Welcome in, welcome in.
So that's awesome. Oh yeah, what a night for me. So we're back to our regular, this is, you know what I didn't do?
Welcome in, Brian. Thank you for coming.
Turn on the
we're
open sign.
Hello.
With that light, it kind of, whatever. But anyways, I fell asleep about 6 o'clock tonight.
5.
Somewhere
45.
in and out of sleep on the couch until about 7:30. I was so tired. I don't know. I'm feeling a lot better now though, but anyone else ever have like a, early evening nap? It's just weird. It threw me way off. Garcia's in the house. Hello.
Welcome in, Gar.
Awesome.
Good to see you.
I don't know if Garcia's been in one of our FPRs, has he?
Maybe
Man.
once.
Yeah.
No.
FPR, Fish Plants Radio. Garcia, you ever play with radios? You ever play with the walkie-talkies? Get on the radio and it's like breaker 19, anything like that?
Thank you.
FPR, as you guys know, stands for Fish, Plants, and Radios. Mm-hmm. And those are the 3 things that Katie and I have a lot of fun with. And so we try to incorporate it all together in one live stream. As weird as that sounds, you wouldn't think that radios have anything to do with fish and plants. However, I insist that radios can go along with anything, any kind of activity. And we all know that a lot of our fish friends like to attend conventions, get-togethers, things like that, where I feel that radios would come in handy to be able to keep in touch with people as you're moving about said convention or whatever, and stay in touch that way.
Garcia said yes, he has.
That's awesome. See, I think that it is something that most of us can connect with, so we do talk about those things. We have one little subject to start off the night with as we're welcoming people in. And that kind of encompasses both fish and plants together.
Mm-hmm. And I have a few more things to add to that.
You do?
I was thinking.
That's good. Because I put it on Katie, I'm like, quick, fish-related topic. Because, Cheryl says she needs a nap.
Yes.
Excuse me.
She'll settle for an early bedtime tonight.
Good.
That sounds nice, Cheryl. I don't know what that is anymore.
Well, it's a little late for an early bedtime, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
For us, it's 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Nextel. I have not, but I have seen people use them. I know that Nextel is like a cell phone service. I think what they call it now is like a POC. I forgot what it stands
Welcome
for.
in,
but
Funk. Happy
something-
birthday.
Something over cell. Nextel was that push to talk over cell service. So that was used heavily back in the day when I did a lot of construction and stuff in the cities. A lot of those guys were using that. And they had like the coolest, you could recognize that, what it's called like a Roger beep. Nextel had that at the end of it, and it was awesome. There are lots of different ones now, like Rapid Radios is a brand that essentially use cell towers as a radio, so you can push to talk anywhere with cell service. I've not gotten into that yet. Closest thing though is something called D-Star, which I'd like to get into a little bit later
We're not
tonight.
on the radio topic yet.
No,
We're
but
going to start with fish.
I'd start with
And-
whatever people are talking about here in
Oh, okay.
the chat. But
Fine.
I have to clear my throat so many times, and I apologize for that. It's like I don't really talk much until I get the stream started, and all of a sudden my voice is like, oh my God, I
Must
have
be-
to get
you
up
know
and
why?
work now. So
It's the down season at work where you're not on the
Yeah.
phone doing credits and all this and that. And
happy birthday, Funk.
welcome in, Jennifer. Thank you for coming. Hola, folks. Sorry for being late. I was cleaning out and organizing one of the pantries. Whew. Yeah.
Who's saying that?
Jennifer.
Oh, I didn't see that. Now I see it. It's like it was right at the bottom there, and my eyes didn't see it right away. I'm like,
When Jake's daughter, Emily, lived with us, she cleaned out our cupboards. Anything expired or anything that looked,
Yeah.
suspicious, she'd set aside, and then she put everything that was okay back in and organized everything. That was the
Yeah.
best thing ever.
yeah, we came home and she had it all. She's like, this stuff is expired. Some of it we were like, it's still good.
Yeah.
But she had it all nice and organized. It was great.
Yeah.
I wish she was still living here with us.
She's coming Saturday.
Saturday, Emily is coming. We're gonna have to at least do something to. I'll have to make a short at least, or a video of something so people can see.
How she's grown.
Our oldest daughter, she's turning 21 this year. River will be turning 2, so a little bit of an age gap.
She's your daughter, my stepdaughter. Just clarification wise.
Yeah, well, she
But
she
she's,
thinks of
I'd
you
like
just
to-
as well.
I know.
But yeah, she hasn't been up in a while. She's living in Eau Claire, which is, I don't know,
About an hour and 20 minutes.
is that all? I thought it was closer to 2 hours.
No.
Depends on how you drive and how traffic is, I guess.
Anyway.
Anyhow, fish and plants all rolled into one topic would be
Bogs.
bogs. Now, we're going to talk about a subject that we did a lot of
Welcome in, Nathan.
work with in our
Aw,
earlier
I
days
hope
on
you feel better
YouTube.
soon.
We don't really have much for bogs set up in here anymore. I don't think we do have anything that's bog,
We do not.
except for, I guess it's technically kind of a bog, is that AquaClear filter that I've got some plants and junk in it. But
Or if you really want to stretch a little bit more, the pond with the spool.
true,
But that's
the
n-
water's not really flowing
No.
through that. So our interpretation of bog filters is that if you go back and look at some of our previous videos, and please do because we like the views and it'll help you understand what we're talking about. For those that maybe remember or have watched it, we used one quite extensively for our goldfish when we had them in the 40-gallon breeder. And it worked great.
Yeah.
In fact,
It was
I
awesome.
thought I had it sitting over here.
Oh, the trough?
Yeah, Whatever
Maybe
happened with the
move the trough.
I moved the trough somewhere, and it's.
It's okay.
Anyways,
Basically, what the trough is, it's a goat feeding trough from Tractor Supply.
yeah, it's meant to hang on 2x4 fencing or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever is close.
Yeah, it just has those.
You can bolt it onto something, or
It's about this wide, this long.
that's how long?
Yeah,
I didn't think it was that big.
I don't know. It's like this. You guys can measure.
think you're
It's
exaggerating.
about this long.
It's about 2.5, 3 feet long. But anyway, it's
more.
made to be bolted onto a wall,
3 feet long.
or, like Jake said, be hung on 2x4s, or even like a 4x4. Well, maybe not quite that big.
No,
2x6.
A 2 by whatever. Is,
Just so that the animals could eat from it.
Yeah, hang it on a fence. Pour your food in there, and the animals can eat from it.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it, and it was cheap enough. It's a black, hard plastic, very durable.
Yeah, it's
and,
not flimsy at all. It doesn't flex.
We bolted it to the wall above and behind our tank, and attached plumbing to it, and fed us by a small pump water into it. And then we had clay ball media in it, and basically just took spider plants and
Popped them in.
popped them in there, and they would grow super amazingly fast and awesome, just luscious plants. So if you guys got time, check those videos out. You'll find them in our video section.
It's especially cool if you don't want the roots in your tank.
Yeah, that's why we use that for our goldfish, because goldfish are notorious for eating pretty much any kind of plant you put in there.
Yeah.
They'll destroy it. Even root systems, you can try to let plants kind of hang in the back and stuff with a hanger, and they'll go to town, at least ours do, on the root system, which eventually will kill the plants. So
Yep.
that was our way of kind of figuring out how to incorporate plants into a tank that we just couldn't do it. And it worked really well. I think.
But you still get the beneficials of having, like, if you were to have submerged plants.
Right, because they're absorbing
It's
all
still
the nutrients.
Correct. All those nutrients from the tank are going up into that bog system and being absorbed by the root system in there.
I remember before we set that up, goldfish being how they are dirty fish, I guess. They produce a lot of waste, so it was
Especially the larger they get.
having to do a lot of water changes just to try and keep up. We went through a lot of algae issues, cloudiness issues, setting up the tank, and which can happen anyways. But using a bog like that really helped us not have to do water changes as often. It kept the water healthier for the fish, and we got awesome spider plants out of it. Because after a while, they would get so big they were overhanging the tank, and we'd pull them out of there, plant them in dirt, and gave some away, sold some. It was great, because you could take a little baby spider plant like what's hanging off of here, pluck it off of there.
Just pluck
and this
one
is
off,
like,
Jake.
Pluck one off now?
Yeah.
Well, it's not very healthy looking because that plant's kind of on the dry side, but yeah, so maybe the longest leaf is about 6 inches on this spider baby. And yeah, dunk it into that clay ball media that's just filled with water. And within a month, it'd go from this size to like close to 2 feet length on it. I mean, I've never seen spider plants grow as quickly as we did with that system.
Right.
I'd like to get it set back up again, and
Most
maybe
definitely.
some different additions to it. It's too bad the trough isn't in here, because I was counting on showing you that, but it must be out in the regular garage
I think
part.
it's out in the regular garage.
Anyhow, I can let that
Not
go.
to stop you in your conversation,
With who?
but Funk said they just rescued 2 aquatic turtles that don't know how to swim because they've never lived in more than 3 inches of water. Those poor things. And then he says, sorry, off subject, but I don't like aquatic turtles, so I'm a little pissed they're here. Yeah, I can understand, but hey, you're helping them.
Well, sometimes you gotta take one for the team. Do things you don't want to do.
Gills to Gardens. Spider plants are great for kids' rooms, any room, honestly. They release oxygen at night and help you breathe better.
Absolutely.
Yes, they surely do.
I knew the number at one point of
90%.
how many spider plants you needed in a room that was sealed off and the oxygen it could keep you alive.
Oh,
And it wasn't
that fun fact.
wasn't a whole lot, but it's been so long since I looked up to it. But it's not an unfathomable amount that you could put yourself in an airtight room with those plants and
They'd keep you alive.
survive. Yeah.
So
They
basically,
regenerate.
put them in your panic rooms.
That's why we use them a lot in here for just air purification. It helps out a lot. They don't need a ton of light either, which is nice.
Yep.
And
Nathan says
they're
peace
very easy
lilies
to
are great for
propagate.
helping prevent mold. Those don't need a ton of light either.
Did we have a peace lily at one point?
We did.
I don't know what happened to it. Why it didn't do so well. I was inside the house, though.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I would like to get back into making, bog filters for inside here for many of the reasons. And one of the reasons being that we don't have running water out here, so I tend to get a little lazy at water changes. I know that they're important. I'm not going to go into the whole water change debate, but in my experience, in our experience, they aren't as necessary as some deem them to be if you're doing things a certain way, and depending on the fish as well.
Right.
But we do know that plants are beneficial for aquariums no matter what. If you have them in the water or immersed or whatever that's called, immersed. That's what I meant.
That
But
works.
what's really fun with that, with the bug filters, is that there's a lot of plants that you can grow basically aquaponically, terrestrial plants that wouldn't do so well submerged in a tank, and you can grow all sorts of stuff while helping keeping your water clean
Right.
for your fish.
Like, for instance, in a bog system with clay pellets, you could take rock wool with the seed and light and grow your vegetables. Mm-hmm. Don't have to worry about the dirt.
If you do it right, there's so many systems out there, and you can do a search on the internet.
I'm not
There's-
saying to a point where you can pick them in the bog system unless it's big enough, but you
Yeah.
can start them and then transfer them into different areas where they can grow out larger.
Yeah, you can put them back in the dirt after a while, but
Yeah.
it's a good way to start them. And you got lights hanging over your aquariums all the time, so they work well for grow lights and all that stuff. So that's something that we've been thinking about a lot and want to get back into. Anyone else is talking about?
Jennifer
stuff on
said,
here?
sounds like you guys discovered a great propagation method that works for you. Mm-hmm. You just have to get back into it, Jennifer.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked really well for those plants. We did, I don't know, even pothos, of course, is easy that way.
Which I have a ton I can propagate in house.
There's other types of house plants and stuff, but even plants such as papyrus or certain grasses and stuff that are known to kind of grow along bank and shorelines, that kind of like to have their feet wet and stuff. Those are really easy and kind of a pretty thing to grow. Some stuff might be hard to grow inside if you don't have the right lighting, but it's all balance of that. But
Lighting, temperature.
yeah.
You just kind of have to do your research if you want to pull outside plants in.
Yeah, research and then experiment. Play around with it. If
Some
it
of the
doesn't work, it doesn't work.
grasses, that we've done in the past, especially the cypress or the papyrus, grasses like to go to seed.
Yeah.
So just be aware if you put different grasses, whether it be purple fountain grass, the papyrus, the cypress, or even other types of, even a perennial type grass, other than the purple and the,
Yeah. You'll feel like you're killing
they
them
will
off.
they will go to seed, and they will look like they're dying, but then they will come back.
Yep. So it's neat stuff like that, and I think that's stuff that I'm looking forward to playing with. We could start it now, even though it's still cold and crappy outside, but
Yeah.
it's kind of been on my mind because I want to try and get some seeds started for this year. I know we have a huge greenhouse, and say, hey, you guys, isn't that what a greenhouse is for? To get your stuff started? Well, it is still pretty dang cold, and we don't have it heated, so once we get up into like steadily into the 40s,
And it
not
stays
dipping
that
down,
way and not dip down at night.
yeah, kind of staying in the 40s for a low and stuff, that's gonna, our greenhouse is gonna stay a lot warmer in the nighttime,
Yeah.
just from absorbing heat and stuff. So we'll be able to get going on that, which seems like a,
But I do want to see if we can set something up other than a filtration system on the back of an aquarium to start tomato seeds.
oh yeah. And we'll have to get a table, and got a lot of this reflective stuff left over from my up north adventure that we can use for reflecting light back at the plants, and we'll get some stuff started that way. But
Nathan says, I like those plant growing towers that only need rock wool. You see them a lot with veggie growers like yourselves. You guys, when we're on the topic, let me go into my Facebook and have you see what I found on Facebook. And it's kind of like a plant growing tower, but it's aquaponics / bog /
you're talking that one apparatus thing?
yeah,
that
the
was
one
on the
that
wall?
that gentleman built.
You sure he's a gentleman? Maybe he's a complete a-hole, but he likes plants. There's all sorts out there.
I'm not sure if it was his own design or if he found it somewhere
It may not
else.
even show up well on this, because it seems
Well, we'll
like
see.
whenever we try to show something on a phone, it looks like. But yeah, I've seen things with PVC tubes in the tower. Lots of you guys have, I'm sure, that are into this sort of stuff and have a Facebook. It finds a way to put that stuff in front of your face. So, but there's lots of designs I see that are almost like trough type systems where it flows from one end and goes down, zigzags back and forth across the wall. And what's neat about these things, it really only requires a pump and some tubing or rain gutter or however you want to build it out of. You just gotta get water pumped in at the top and let it flow through all the roots and back into your tank again. Very fun stuff. With that light, it's just gonna, like that. That was the start of it. Has he posted any updates?
Yes, he has, and it is actually on the Facebook group Planted Aquariums and Aquascaping Lovers. His name is Ron Mowry, Mowry.
I'm just not into Facebook groups.
I
Or
liked
Facebook in
the
general.
post, so that was the only reason I'm in there. It popped it up in my logger, your rhythm of
Oh,
what you
Fish
look
Room
at.
Punks is wave 3 coming through here
Yes,
soon.
they do.
Okay, well that's a little off topic, but that's cool.
Well, it still deals with fish.
It does. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
It's halfway through. Would you like to do the members?
Not halfway through yet, is it?
Almost.
9:26. We started a little late. We did gain about 5 new members to our channel on our last stream, thanks to Whip. He gifted out 5 gifted memberships to Hagen Hill Design. And so our numbers went up to 45, I believe. 45 current members now.
That's awesome.
So we have to take a little bit of time to recognize our channel members. The fact that they've some point somehow given monetary support to our channel, which helps us to do fun things like bog filters and experiments here in the fish room. And it'd be nice if somehow people could donate time, not their own time, but just put a few more hours into the day so that they can do some more stuff. But I know that's impossible. So we're trying our best. River takes a lot of our time. So our videos aren't as often as they should be, but when they are, our members get access to them 3 days earlier. And of course, all the members-only content that we have available and that we still do. Which reminds me, we need to do a members-only live stream here soon.
We do.
Yes. So I'm going to export our member list to a CVS file and download it. And just like that, it's ready, and open it up. And we'll do a little reading. We'll do a reading, a psychic reading. It's not a psychic reading. Do you want me to do it this time?
Yes,
or do you
please.
Want to? Okay.
Because I'm watching the camera.
Starting at the top here, I don't know what order this is in, but doesn't seem to much to do with time because these numbers change all over the place. But nonetheless, here are the current members of our channel. Deb's Aqua Pets, Raisin Fishes, Scotty, M&C Aquatics, Mexicali Fishkeeper, Beto Great Lakes, Red Laser, Benjamin Peters, and then just Peter, Hang Loose Fish, Joy of Fish Keeping, Shows Emporium and More, Flowers with Horns, The Koi Pit, Jamie Palladino, Killy or Corey, The Nano Aquarium Guy, Jeff Pelham's Aquatics, Yes Sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes Sir, Passing Wind, Cinnamon Girl, Fathom Aquatics, My Fish Tanks Aquatics, Scuba Stevo's Aquatics, Laura's Aura, Bare Bottom Branton, Monster Fish Gal, Big Steve's Glass Boxes, Father Fish, Overtly Overstocked Oscar, Daniken Aquatics, Gills to Gardens, Nick at Hardwater Propagation, Whips World, Eric Wyrock, Rod's Aquatics, Mr. Tundra, Dee Dee's Fin Den, Jody P. Tropical Fish Co., Renee Hedinger, Ron's Garage Aquatics, Redneck Aquatics Stan Pittman, Lush and Salty Aquariums, Empire of Dirt Aquatics Jeff Kane, Autarky Homestead, Foxy's Fishes, and Peplin Creek Aquatics.
That's amazing.
Thank you guys so very much for
Yes.
being members and
Thank
supporting
you.
us in our crazy endeavors.
Totally awesome that you guys choose to do this.
And of course, thank you to those who have gifted memberships. A lot of those
definitely.
gifted memberships went to people that had memberships in the past. And it's great to see that they have a chance to be members, because not everyone's got money to just throw away out there. I know that we don't. So we do appreciate the fact that,
Not typically say
Money's
throw
not-
away.
well, money's not,
Money's tight for everyone.
yeah. So when it comes our way through
We feel very
this sort of a
gracious.
thing, it's just I don't know the words for it. So I'll just end it by saying thank you guys very much for the support that you've shown.
Nathan said someone finally made a plant tower for aquariums. I believe Habistax or something like that. And that's awesome. I'm trying to get 500 subs still. And he's also been a member for 9 months. Woohoo! Milestone member.
Nice. Thank you, Nathan.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
He said he's been a member for as long as it takes to grow a baby. It's quite an accomplishment. What? No more babies?
No.
You
One's
sure? You're wearing baggy sweatshirts again. Oh, wait, you can show your. Okay. No baby bump this time. Those who've been watching for a while knew that we kind of kept that a secret for a long time. And Katie did a good job at hiding her baby bump for the longest time using baggy sweatshirts, of all things. But there came a point where it was just way too obvious and people started to go, "Are you pregnant?" Snip, snip, Jake. Yeah. No.
Snip, snip here, snip, snip there. You remember The Wizard of Oz?
I don't think they did. I don't know if they performed vasectomies in the Land of Oz, but
No, they didn't. It was hair cutting.
oh,
But what I'm saying is the song. When you're at the
snip,
wizard's
snip here, snip, snip there.
castle, or whatever
Emerald City.
compound. And the Emerald City.
Compound.
Just
The
like
wizard's
the Peplin
compound?
compound.
The wizard. Yeah. Rumor has it the wizard was snipped. So that there could
Nathan
never
says-
be another one.
Come on, I'll be a member for 18 if you start now. No. No.
Oh, God. So, can I talk about radios a little bit? Make everyone uninterested and want to leave? I was thinking about Nick because I know he lives in the La Crosse area. And
Do you want to specify which Nick? I know people might associate which Nick, but just reiterate.
Nick at Hardwater Propagations.
Thank you.
I don't know if there's any other Nick in here. Good. Well, yeah, I could be talking about a different Nick altogether, but
Yeah.
I brought him up earlier and I told him that I would talk about it again later. Okay, so don't know if you're still interested in getting your ham license eventually.
Pay no attention to the man behind the fish room, Foxy says.
See, is that you know how hard it is for my mind to stay on track. So then you just like throw things out there.
Of
And I'm
course.
just like, what was I talking about? Oh yeah.
Radios.
If you're still interested in getting your ham license, not only do I encourage that, but if you do, I would look into what's called D-Star Radio. If you haven't heard about it already, look it up. The letter D, the word star.
How simple is that?
I could tell you what it's an acronym for something. Digital Standard. I don't know.
Don't
But
push it.
It's a digital form of radio that also uses the internet and linked repeater systems to function. Is really, in essence, you can still do what's called simplex, which is radio to radio, direct communication through radio waves, and it's a digital mode. So listening to that frequency on an analog radio would just sound like weird static noises because
And annoying.
it's a digital sound. But with the radio, it decodes that, and you have crystal clear communication that way. No staticky background noise or anything because it's digital. Anyways, I was thinking about you because what's called a net, which is when you get, basically it's kind of like what we're doing here on a live stream. You have a net control, which would be like Katie and I, and then have everyone participating in the net, which would be those in the live chat or those that might come up live on the video with you. Those participating So nets are usually done once a week on different channels or whatever, and they have one every Wednesday night and Sunday night. Wednesday one is called the Wisconsin D-Star Net, and D-Star is very big in Wisconsin. In fact, Radio Geek, which you've seen in here before, a friend of mine, he runs a couple of these repeaters, these towers that help with the system, and he's very fluent in it and has gotten me into D-Star. There is, during the net tonight, someone was talking about how the lacrosse repeater was not transmitting the net. And very simply, one of the administrators from a different part of the state was able to get on the computer, reboot that repeater, and Bob's your uncle, it was working again. And Bob is your uncle. So I thought, well, that is very
Welcome
cool.
in, Ben. Thank you for coming.
How cool would it be if Nick gets his license, gets into D-Star, which seems complicated at first, and once you get the principles down, it's very simple to set up a radio to use D-Star. It has to be D-Star compliant radio anyways. Technically, you could get on D-Star and talk with me just like you're up the road. Anyone could. In fact, what's called reflectors, which is basically like little chat rooms, anyone in the world can link to any reflector or chat room, so to speak, anytime using D-Star. In fact, the other night I linked to a more common worldwide reflector that I was talking to a guy in the UK and listening into some people talking in Japan, and I could have talked to them, but they were busy talking to someone else. But the fact is, Wisconsin is a big state when it comes to D-Star usage. It's not overly busy where no one can use it, but there's a lot of repeaters or towers that people can link to. And saying all this not only for Nick's benefit and try to push him to get his license, get onto D-Star. Getting a technician's license is, in my opinion, way easier than navigating the FCC website. That's a horrible place to go sometimes. Very confusing. They don't make it easy to go through that, but you really don't have to navigate much in the FCC website to get a license. Look into it. I see Johnny's in here. Where are you guys located?
We are in Spooner, Wisconsin.
Why is it popular here?
Wisconsin? Why is it popular here in Wisconsin? I believe it's because there's such a vast majority of nothingness for communication.
Well, it's all over the world. It's just there's a lot of people into it that have put up big towers and repeaters, a lot of repeaters in this state. So it's very popular that way.
Trying to go at is Wisconsin's kind of a vast majority of nothingness, because just listen, just let me talk.
This is coming from
Stop.
Okay.
You get into areas where there's minimal to no cell service, but there's radio service due to these repeaters, towers,
Yeah.
reflectors. If there wasn't, you would have nothing. Maybe a landline if you had a landline in your presence. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere camping, fishing, hiking, in an event where, you're in a hole or too far away from a cell tower, this is how Wisconsin communicates.
Well, there's lots of different forms of radio that are being used. I just find that D-Star is fun because it's a digital service, so the clarity is there, and the fact that all these systems can be linked worldwide where you don't have to rely on your radio signal to get all the way across the world. As long as you can get into the system and link up, you're still relying on radio frequencies to get there, but you can connect to basically what's called reflectors, or basically just little rooms, and there's tons of them. In Wisconsin, I think there's at least 3. There's 19 Alpha, 19 Bravo, 19 Charlie. 19
Is that called
Bravo.
the Black Room?
Huh?
Are those called the Black Room?
Black Room?
Yeah, Black Room chats.
No,
I'm just joking.
I don't know what that means. But you say that Wisconsin's full of nothing. That's coming from you that's lived up here in this part of Wisconsin. You go south of Highway 8 and
Well,
it's
even if you go down
way
south,
different.
there's still problems.
Yeah, but there's just a lot more world down there. You know, you get to Madison, Milwaukee,
Yeah, but I'm
those
talking
are big.
event-wise. Most of it's
right.
way up here.
Up here in the northern regions, there's a lot of country area, but
Yeah.
I think for D-Star, it's popular because it's very easy to set up and use. It is an open source system, so it's not proprietary to one brand, even though there's really only 2 brands of radios I know that
Welcome
use
in,
it
Michael.
right now.
Thank you for coming.
Primarily ICOM and a few Kenwood radios, but they don't own the programming for D-Star. D-Star is open, kind of like Linux for computers. It's just open source, so it's constantly being innovated, and it's all works together very well. And which leads me to my other idea, which I was trying to keep under wraps a little bit, and I'm hoping that I'm not missing out on anything that Johnny was asking. He was asking where we were at and
I
stuff.
let him know.
Northern Wisconsin?
Oh, he goes, yeah, we are too far apart for 2 meters FM, and I do not have
Yeah.
D-Star.
If you can get into the FM, Johnny, if you can get into they call it the FM 38 system, which I think is usually a UHF system, kind of originated in Milwaukee, but I've heard people in Illinois and Minnesota and Iowa on that, but that's a Wisconsin linked system that isn't D-Star, but they're linked repeaters. The one I was using to get in on that has had some technical difficulties lately, so they haven't been linked in. So I'm just waiting on them to figure it out, unfortunately. So I can still use what's called EchoLink, which is an app on your phone, which you still need to have a license for. And there's a lot of different repeaters you can just access and talk right on your phone into these things. But covering a lot of information all at once. But if you're interested in radios and being able to talk over longer distances and be able to contact people that you know, or be able to get in touch with us, look into D-Star. That's what I recommend. The idea I'm toying around with is not exactly a new one, but maybe a new one for this genre of YouTube. Since, like I said, it's called a net. What?
Look at the camera. You keep looking at the table.
Because I'm thinking.
Oh, you're concentrating.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to think about what I'm saying, and that's what I do. What was I talking about now?
Annette Funicello.
I want to get it out there so I'm not entirely overly boring to people that don't give a crap about radios. But hey, this is our live stream, so I'll talk about it if I want. Since it is commonly called a net, these get-togethers, I've been talking.
Frankie, come too.
No, I'm not even going to talk about it because I can't even think about what I was going to say. Since it's called a net, not a net, but a net, a radio net is consists of, like I said, a net control. That's a person that's running the net. And there's various subjects and stuff, but most of them are just check-ins. People come in with their call sign, give their comments, then they go on to the next person. And they'll do rounds of check-ins where they do a first round and people come in and say, like, for instance, this is KE9EIX with a check-in. And then another person would come in. And then the net control person keeps track of those people. And then at the end of that round of check-ins, he goes at the top of the list and lets them have their little bit of time to say what they want to say. And a lot of times it's very fun and informative. You get to know some of these people because after a while they're in there all the time. It's much like these live streams. So my idea was, if you can get where I'm coming from, since it's called a net, I want to start the Wisconsin Fish Net on the D-Star network. Since I know the local administrator of the system here, Radio Geek, and I've talked to him about it. I've talked to some people that run the net on D-Star, and they're all very encouraging that I should do it. I'm just trying to work out all the bells and whistles as to how I want to do it. But basically, I want to run a net on D-Star while live streaming here on our channel. So even if you're not into radios, you can see what that net is about. People would be able to check in if they want to by typing into the chat and just be like KE9EIX check in, just like that. And then I'd be able to see, okay, this person wants to talk on here. And I would set it all up so you'd be able to hear what's coming in on the radio if you're watching on the live stream, and experience it all together as one. So it'd be on the radio and on YouTube at the same time. And basically, the subject matters are going to have to do with fish keeping, whether it be aquariums or ponds or anything that has to do with fish keeping. And I'd ask for people's comments about whatever subject we're on or what their experience in whatever it is, and it would give people a chance to be able to talk and speak their mind and share information and learn things. Even if they're not participating by talking on the net, they can still listen in if they're on that frequency. Since that D-Star is so popular in Wisconsin right now, there's a lot of people on there. I've already ran into people talking about this idea. They've given their 2 cents about keeping fish. I already met a local person over the radio that is in the koi ponds. I haven't met him in person yet. As soon as I'm able to make time on a Saturday to get to one of their meetings. But
you know what?
It's just I thought it would be a kind of a cool, original idea. And I was kind of holding it back because I didn't want someone to steal it. But I don't think that everyone's going to be able to get that together and figured out before I do. So that's what's in the works. That's the thing that I've been working on. And I'm hoping I can encourage any of you guys that might be slightly interested in getting your ham license, or you already do, get into D-Star, look into the 19 Bravo reflector here in the state of Wisconsin, and we'll chat about fish. It'll be fun. We'll learn about radios and fish and plants all together.
Kind of feel like you're talking on a phone, but have a group phone chat.
Yeah, sort of. It's just a way to use radios. Anyone that gets into radios knows that it's more of a hobby than anything, but it can be used for a lot of good functionality for more than just the sake of talking on the radio. But it's a hobby, much like fish keeping. It can get, I think, much more expensive than fish keeping if you get into it too much. But it doesn't take a ton of money. You don't have to have a zillion radios.
No.
Even though I think the MTS, More Tank Syndrome, it could be called MRS, More Radio Syndrome.
I think you have that too.
It's fine. It's all fun, and it still comes in handy. I mean, the radios do serve a purpose for other than just talking on it.
That'd be awesome, Johnny. He's actually been thinking about starting a weekly simplex net here in Northern Illinois.
Awesome. I think you should.
And he also did a check-in with his call sign.
See?
K9WXX. Welcome.
Kilo Niner Whiskey X-Ray X-Ray. Welcome to the chat. Well, that's my spiel on D-Star, and I don't know if you guys got questions or you want me to go on to something else, but we don't have a whole lot of time left in this stream.
I have a little bit to add to what you were saying. I
Okay.
just didn't want to. I kind of interrupted, but then I stopped.
It's fine. That's why I talk really fast and I get like that because I try to get it all out before my brain goes squirrel. And then none of it makes any sense, so.
Flamingo?
Katie, with your comments, please, here on the FPR.
Relating to the R situation and the F situation of our commentary. When you are speaking on said radio with these fellow fish enthusiasts, keepers, etc., you should also mention the Fish Fam Cookout this year.
You know, I really should. The one guy I talked to that's local here, he's up there in age. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean he can't travel. But some of the local hams around here, they don't get out much. They're
Breakfast
up there
on
in age.
Saturdays or coffee on Sundays, and that's about it.
That's the other reason why I kind of like D-Star, because for local hams in our area, there's not many of them, and they're getting up there. So it's
But they
kind of
have
nice
somebody
to
to talk to.
talk to other people that are a little bit younger. Don't have to be young, but you know,
Well, but you're.
I don't want
if
to
these-
put down old people, is what I'm saying. But
I know, but what I'm saying is you could be providing a voice for them to listen to.
broadcast over the radio. Everyone come to Foxy's house.
Yes. But what I'm saying too, also, not just about the Fish Fam picnic and the people who deal with fish or like fish.
Yeah,
Those elderly people that may not get out as much
they can come
and
to
they're at
YouTube.
home, they
and
can
watch
come
it.
to YouTube. But I'm not just talking about the picnic. You provide a voice and a comfort and a visit to people who may not get to talk to other people.
That's why I really enjoy the local net here. There's two of them. One's on Wednesday, and it's really fast. It's just a check-in and maybe lasts like 10 minutes. Sunday, there's usually 4 of us, 3 other guys and me, and it's on the same repeaters, the local ones here. And it's supposed to be about for like emergency preparedness and stuff, but we talk about all sorts of stuff, and it's almost like a coffee clutch. I love talking with those guys.
Right.
They have a great sense of humor. They're, like I said,
You can
quite a
learn
bit
lot.
older, but their sense of humor is on key, and I think they all really look forward to it because, like you said, there's some people out there that's their only time. You know, they have
The only time-
older children that may not get a hold of them anymore. So
Most definitely.
it's a way to check in on them and see how they're doing, and I love that stuff.
Party at the compound.
Yep. But I'll definitely be at the Wisconsin Fish Fam Cookout this year, starting on July 31st.
With radios.
And there's going to be radios. I'm going to have my mini tower set up as well. The 20-foot pole with an antenna. Going to have D-Star there to show people how that works and still be able to talk all around. I've met a few people in the Wausau area, and I've been telling them that event's coming up. Going to be reminding them as the date gets closer of what's going on, so that they'll be ready to listen in and talk to us while we're there at the cookout. And since I am licensed, even if you don't have a
Welcome in, sweet
license,
Polly.
under my supervision, as long as I'm there sitting next to you, kind of like a student driver, you can have your hand at transmitting over ham radio without having a license, by using my call sign, and it lets you talk to some of these people. It'll be fun.
Sweet Polly, he says, how hard is it to get ham operator license?
It's not hard.
No, it's not.
Especially nowadays, there are so many apps and websites
Like
available for studying.
studygrams.
What I recommend and what I used was hamstudy.org, and I'll just type
Post
it
the
in
link.
here. I don't know if that'll come up as a link, but that is a free website. It pulls all the questions from the actual test and feeds them to you randomly. The test is multiple choice. So they take the exact questions and the exact answers from the test to study on. And they feed them to you kind of randomly. And the more ones you get wrong, they kind of go back and it comes back around and feeds you them again. You can click on in the question, you can click on I don't know or show me the answer, and it gives a good explanation of it. There's other study materials there, like electronic books to read and stuff. But basically, for me, it was like memorizing flashcards. I just went through it and I started grasping the ideas. And it's very easy to get your technician grade license. That's the first one. I recommend doing that. It's easy to get. So once you study, also on hamstudy.org, they have links to online testing.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily, like for me, it'd be a matter of driving like 3 hours away to take a test in person. They have multiple online testing sessions. Granted, there's a small price to pay on those, but it was cheaper than paying for the gas to go somewhere to take the paper and pencil test. But basically, you go on, you register for a certain time slot, and they pull up a Zoom meeting. And
Just like this.
3 guys will come on there, and if anyone that's used to doing live streams can do it. I had a blast with it. They bring you up, you gotta have a camera, and they want you to show kind of your surroundings, make sure you don't have any study material laying around or any way to
Answers on
cheat.
the wall.
Yep. And then they put up a link you click on, and it takes you to a test, and it's just right there on the computer. And once I got to that test part, after getting everything set up, it probably was like
10 minutes.
5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
Yeah.
I think the test took me, I think it was under 5 minutes for me to complete the test. And I studied about 2 weeks prior.
And a lot of it
only
too-
got one question wrong. So
A lot of it too is depending on how much you remember from school, math-wise.
there's not a whole lot of math
It's
ones
not a
in
ton
there.
of math, but it's mostly common sense stuff.
It's just radio theory, like, and there's a little bit of
Learning the
schematic stuff in
terminology.
there for circuitry, but like I said, you do that ham study thing, and it'll drill it in your mind. You'll get to where you just memorize what answer is the right one out of the 4 multiple choices, and you'll recognize them all because they'll take you through them all. There's 160 questions in the pool. Don't let that scare you, because they only take, I think, 35 or
35 questions.
36 randomly out of that 160. So you go through all those questions and you start knowing them all.
Yeah.
I thought I was passed completely. I thought I didn't get any of them wrong. I don't know which one I missed
They won't
because
tell
they don't
you.
tell you. But I only missed one.
Sweet Paul has another question. What do you recommend for beginner-friendly radios?
For ham radios, anything Baofeng, I guess, for ham radios. I like the AR5RMs here. They're very inexpensive. They work very well.
The range is awesome.
You can get
Come with
on
different antennas.
UHF and VHF for transmitting. They'll receive just about everything under the sun, but you can transmit VHF and UHF frequencies on them. These are unlocked. You can transmit GMRS on these, even though technically you're not supposed to. But they're, I don't know, they're very inexpensive and very sturdy. And if you break it or drop it or whatever, it's like $20 or something. So
Yeah. You're not paying $100 on a.
cheap Chinese radios are the way to go to start out with. And for a hand transmitter, if you wanted a base radio, they're a little more expensive.
He said so you don't have a home base set up, mostly portable. We
Well,
have
I
both,
do. Yeah.
but for user friendly.
My home base
time.
radio is a mobile/base radio. It's a Yaesu 2-meter radio. And then in the vehicle, I'm borrowing Radio Geeks. I think it's ID 4100 or something it's called. It's an ICOM radio that does D-Star. But we also got Katie's Bendix King radio, which we use mostly as a scanner. But this one will transmit VHF. Just to give you.
It's all in how you
So
program it.
I'll kerchunk the local repeater here, and then you can hear it come back.
This is the N9THS repeater PL 110.9.
Which there's never anyone on the set of repeaters around here this time of night, so I just say whatever I want into there. But a little staticky in here because we're inside with the hand transmitter. With a go outside out of the house and it comes in way better. This radio is very expensive because it's an X like emergency response radio. So it was heavily used back in the day by like firefighters and police officers. And it's P25 compliant trunking radio. So
Sweet
I think,
Polly says, so you travel with them?
yeah. With our handhelds, these are the ones we use for GMRS. Mine's green, Katie's is blue. So Wuxan. This is a strictly GMRS radio. We use those a lot because I just bought with GMRS. You don't have to take a test. You just buy the license, $35 for 10 years, and it covers your entire immediate family. So Katie and I can use that off of one license. Ham license, however, each individual person needs to have that.
Johnny says, at Sweet Polly, I use a mobile Yaesu FT 2900 for a base and easily talk 50 miles with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've hit a repeater with mine. It's close to 40 miles away. It just, a lot of it depends on, which band you're on and whatnot. But when you get a technician's license, you have full access to UHF, VHF. I think some.
Sweet Polly says, the only thing I don't like is that you're in a registry where people can look up your name and your address. Put your address as a P.O. box.
Yeah. I haven't done that, but a lot of people do.
But if you're already on the internet, you can basically find people anyway.
Yeah.
I can do it in a split second, P.O. box or not.
Yeah, if you register to get your, what's it, FRN or something, it's a number you need to register first with the FCC before applying for any kind of FCC license at all, whether it be for TV or whatever. You have to have an address in there in your name, and a lot of people, for the sake of that, they open a PO box just to have that, so it's not a physical street address. Number one thing you do need to have is a valid email address, because that's how they do all their correspondence. If they say if you don't have a valid email address, that they can suspend your license, because they need to be able to,
Communicate.
FCC needs to be able to be in touch with you. But it's a very, there's 5-year-olds, 9-year-old children out there that are getting their license. It's not hard. I thought of it was going to be a lot harder. I was surprised at just how easy it really is to do it. And then you can choose to upgrade later on. The point is to get your license, and then start using the radios. You'll learn a lot more by practicing and using the radios than by book learning. Because even I found out some of the stuff on the test didn't quite apply to real life scenarios. It wasn't technically correct in my mind. It's like the answers were correct because it was in the book, but in real life it didn't quite work out that way. So memorize, go to hamstudy.org. We're not,
Do your flashcards.
we're not affiliated with them at all. It's just,
No.
I know from experience it worked for
It
me.
worked a great deal for Jake.
It works for a lot of people.
And I even learned, even though I wasn't looking at the flashcards per se, Jake would ask me a question and say, hey, does this make sense? I'm like, oh yeah, it's this and this and this.
Yeah.
So it's mainly common sense.
Yeah. Try it out. See if it's up to you. I mean, not everyone is going to be into radios, but if you have a slight inclination, interest in it, that's where I would start.
Ben says he hopes to get a ham license someday.
Well, stop hoping and just do it.
Yeah. What are you waiting for?
Yeah. The license, just like GMRS, the actual license costs $35. It is good for 10 years before you have to renew it. So that's $3.50
50 cents a year.
Yep.
That's less than you spend on a coffee a day.
Yeah, that's like a coffee a year.
Yeah.
So it's really cheap. If you do the online testing, I think for me it was like another $15, because it's individual organizations that do the testing.
I see. You had to
And
pay the organization.
the group that did the testing for me was part of Ham Study, or not Ham Study. What was it? Ham something 2.0. They're a YouTube channel.
Yeah, ham 2.0. Sweet Polly says, I looked into getting my ham license like 2 years ago, but never did it.
Like I said, 2 weeks, I think, of hard studying for me. I think a month total of looking into it. I mean, including the time of looking into it, took me about a month. And then, about 5 minutes to take the test. And 2 days later, they issued me my call sign, and I was clear to talk on the radio.
Yeah,
So-
once you're issued a call sign, you're legal to talk
Yep, legal beagle.
because it's recorded into the FCC. And then you get your license. And did you get yours in the mail?
No, they don't send you anything in the mail. You can go to their website and,
Oh, and print it off.
Yeah,
That's right.
they don't send you cards or anything
They're
anymore.
getting cheap.
They email you
I know.
and let you know when it's done. And took it on a Thursday night, about 9:30 at night. I took the test, and Saturday morning I got the email saying with my call sign. So
Yep.
it was that quick. And that
It
was
was-
right. That was soon after the government shutdown. So I was
8
kind of.
o'clock. Because it was River's bedtime and you did it in the bedroom to be quiet.
Well, that's when I started it, but not started the test, but you had to get in line
Oh,
or
okay.
go online and wait in the room till the other people were
Okay.
done, and then
I guess I didn't know.
because there was
that.
like 4 or 5 other people that were joined in, so I had to make my turn.
Bartender's telling us last call.
I think it was around 9 o'clock. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying Thursday night, Thursday evening, and by Saturday morning I had my license after taking the test. So. And you only need, you can miss up to 6 questions
5 or 6.
out of the 35, 36. So something like
80% pass rate.
70%.
70?
I think so. So there's a lot you can miss and still pass the test. So don't let it scare you. What's cool about Ham Study is that it gives you a rating on how well you're doing, your aptitude, and you start, at first you'll see it is fairly low because there's a lot of them you won't know, that you'll get wrong or whatever. And as you do better and better and start getting the answers right, correct answers more and more often, you'll see the bars in each category lifting up until I waited until I was, in the 90 percentile of getting things right all the time. And I was a heavy 2 weeks in my free time. I got the app on my phone, and which was like $4. You can do it for free on your computer, but you pay $3 or $4 to get their app, which I really liked because I had my phone on me more often than not. So, anytime I'm sitting down,
Bathroom time.
yeah, hop on there and go through a few questions, hop back off, and it saves all of your progress. And it's just simple. That's all I have for you about radios, and that probably should conclude our live stream for tonight. We went over by a little bit, but
Good night,
unless
Cheryl.
there's some more
Thank
stuff
you.
that anyone's gotta say, but yeah. Get your AM license, look into D-Star, and keep your fish and your plants healthy and happy.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if you're able to get to the cookout at Petland Creek this summer, we'll see you there in person, Katie and I and River. If not, we'll see you here on our channel every Monday and Wednesday night. And maybe, just maybe, we'll talk over the radio waves as well. That would be cool. Do you have anything to add, Katie?
Thank you, everyone, for coming. We love each and every one of you all. And we hope to see you next week.
Have a good night, everybody.